Sabres come up with it. Greenway into the shift here, gets the red line, shoots it in. Under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Buffalo finishing the line change, and Montreal behind the net. Flushed out there by Norris, almost right to the front of the net, but nobody was there to bang it in.
That one right off the goaltender when Jack Guy tried to go the backhand across the blue pan. It goes right off Dobris's foot.
Marty St-Louis might advise him not to try that pass.
Might not be on the ice too much more.
Lukanen will hold a shot low to the far side of the Sabres net. Right there and keep things as calm as possible. We get the light on downstairs. That means it's time for another timeout. 3-2 with 3:28 to go in the first period. The Sabres leading the Canadians here in game number 5. You're listening to Sabres Hockey Network.
Your home is a legacy to be proud of. And this spring, Stellar is putting the power play in your hands. Score $1,800 off your home exterior project or enjoy 18 months with no payments.
Funny how the place you both feel most at home is not at home. Get more out of every adventure. Origin, whole prey nutrition.
The government of Canada is bringing down your costs so you can get ahead. We're increasing the GST credit to help eligible Canadians pay for groceries and essentials. Learn more.
Car accident, a workplace injury, or trip and fall, we've got your back. Don't worry, Chacha's got you. Call Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys today for a free consultation.
Call 648-3030.
At Level Financial Advisors, we work with people like you who are about to retire, who want to determine an investment plan, specifically with tax planning, which is one of the most valuable things we do.
Stephen Elwell, Chief Investment Officer, Level Financial Advisors.
At Level Financial Advisors, our job is to help you retire better.
Visit Level Financial Advisors in East Amherst on Transit Road next to Aldi, or their newest location in Orchard Park on North Buffalo Street near Panera and the Loft. Always available online at levelfa.com.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Looking off to his left, face-off won by Buffalo. And Dolly will lift this one to the line, but not out. Followed up by Doan. He gets it out the line, but Montreal not allowing the advancement there by Norris. And the Sabres force back to the side of the net. Dolly for Norris. He'll go rink wide. Got to win this one off the wall. They do, but it's up for grabs here on the near side. And Suzuki bumps it back inside the Montreal zone between the circles. He'll make his way up the right side. It's a carry, the play for Hudson. Now Suzuki backhands it too far for Slavkovsky. Samuelson to Dolly, far corner. And that up goes off the stick of Norris. Up and out of play.
Hey, just watching Montreal trying to work their way up the ice. One thing they're not moving their speed. And B, their passing has not been sharp here in this first period. It's kind of really led to good opportunities for the Sabres, anticipating and judging what's going to go and where it's going to go, stepping up and picking off a few, either deflecting them away, up and out of play, or regaining control, possession of it, and heading down on the offense. So hopefully that trend continues here for the Sabres.
Krebs, Thompson, and Tuck on the ice right now. Anderson, Denault, and Tessier. Montreal wins the draw from center, now Pacific with a flip in. Howard behind the net for Buffalo. Backed off the boards. Carried to center by Thompson. Pass on the left wing. Now Stuck has to chase out behind the net. Thompson got a piece of his hand, and now along the near wall. Possession kept in by Bowen Byron. Nice play. Takes off a check on once but twice. Up top for Peyton Krebs. He's got traffic in front. Takes the shot. Didn't get there. Byron and Tessier tied up. Byron wins that battle. Has the puck just inside the line. Pass to the left wing wall. Turning with it is Krebs. Byron rotates underneath him. Pass to the line. Might be picked off here. It is by Anderson. And he'll just leave that one instead of rushing off the other way. And it's chipped in by Carrier as Montreal will change with 2:05 remaining. In this opening period, Buffalo 3, Montreal 2. Power ahead to Helmets. Tips that one deep, below the goal line. Good speed to get there by Zucker. Kane Dooley able to come up with it. He'll start Montreal. Right side, Demidov. Chips it down to the corner. Timmins gets there under the stick of the Montreal forward, getting off. Newman trying to reach for it. Beaten to the play. Sabres now will skate it out. Here's Quinn, good speed. Right side for Zucker. For Quinn, gets underneath for the pass across is blocked by Dooley. Quinn's got it behind the net though. Plays it to the far wall. Elvis drifting over to help out if needed. Quinn comes up with a puck. High slot, near circle, cutting in, lost the handle on it. Staying with it is Darlene. Quinn, far circle, trying to cut inside. He does, he leaves it. Timmins gets inside. Shot doesn't get to the net. And the Canadians are just going to flip it up and out.
Montreal turned the puck over 3 times in that last exchange in their own zone. And the Sabres able to regain control, possession every time. And they had them by moving the puck. Montreal, 2 guys falling all over the ice.
I don't know if they got a shot on them.
No, they didn't.
Comes down to the Montreal corner. Ballanstein first in after it. Under a minute to go here in the first. Sabres take the puck free up the near wall. Back to the line for Power. Across to Samuelson shot. And Dolis just saw it the last second. Matheson in the corner. Good pressure on the forecheck by Buffalo again. Canadians able to settle it down to the line. Another step up at the line by Buffalo. And that forces an offside call in Greenway at the whistle with some extra shoving. Probably with Xhaka over the Montreal bench.
I think. Ballanstein coming in. You're in a position here. They got 31.4 seconds left in this first. You're up the goal. Just keep banging. Hit and run. You don't have to stick around and push and shove. Just hit and run. And that's going to frustrate the team more than anything. But man, Sabres moving the puck around in the offensive zone, doing a really nice job of creating lanes. Just couldn't get that puck through to the net. Finally, Timmins is the guy that stepped into the middle to try to take that shot, and he blocked it the last second.
Face off one by Buffalo. Montreal side of center. Power with the shoot in off the glass. 24 seconds to go in the period. Slavkovsky can't clear. Samuelson puts it down low again. Bouncing puck behind the net here on Dobson. Caulfield trying to move out. Kept in. Dome throws that one to the face-off dot where it's blocked. 10 seconds to go in the period. Montreal to center. Sabres got to be careful here. They've got some numbers. 2-on-1 down low. Backhand across. Oh, it's nice play by Samuelson to help break that one up at the end of the period, in which the Sabres will survive with a 3-2 lead. And hang on here at the end of the period. Montreal trying to initiate something, but Buffalo will skate away from Dobson there.
Yeah, Dobson just coming across, and Benson and him will get tied up there a little bit at the end, but there's no time for that. Just keep rolling. Hey, great period. Sabres skated really well. They got the pucks to the net. Offensive zone, they look extremely well. There was only a couple of times they got caught in their own zone defensively, got running around a little bit. Montreal able to take advantage of a couple, but for the most part, very good period.
Okay, Dan and Rob, thank you very much. 3-2 Buffalo. Let's go down to the locker room area. Paul Hamilton standing by. Paul, a insane start to this game here with all these goals back and forth.
Yeah, Rob's right. They really used their speed to their advantage, something that, at times they've been missing in this series, but certainly in this game. Not only that, but guys are going to the net. And, they're screening, they're causing havoc, they're bothering Dobish, and, they scored three goals out of their first 5 shots just because of that. And a guy getting his first NHL playoff goal will be joining us in 1 second here in Konsta Helenus. And Konsta, you got your first NHL playoff goal. First of all, congratulations, and take me through the goal. How did it happen?
Thank you. It was great, Ross, and when Simon just saw me, passed me a little mishandled puck, but still I hit the shot and it went in.
A lot of energy in this building. What was it like when you saw that go in? You heard the fans just go off the way they did.
Amazing, It was their goal, so it was great. And the fans they were loud, and it was great, when they went in.
What's been the key for the team? It seems like you guys are skating very well and using it to your advantage, and that's why you're able to get it and get the chances you're getting. Has that been the key to things so far, is how fast you guys are playing?
Yeah, that's what we try to do, because then we got out more rushes and great chances. That's what we did, and we gotta continue and do it again.
And obviously a lot of guys going to the net.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Konsta.
Thank you.
Konsta Helenus. Ryan, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Helenus, a +2 so far in this game. in just over 4.5 minutes. 2 shots on goal, 4 shot attempts. He of the Sabres with a 3-2 advantage over Montreal in a wild opening 20 minutes of play here at KeyBank Center. As we bring Paul Hamilton back in now for a couple more thoughts here. Paul, the back and forth, I mean, every time the Sabres got the lead, Montreal was there with a quick response each time, but I mean, the skating that you mentioned, like that, this was probably the fastest in terms of what Buffalo's been able to do to get up and down the ice and create some offensive chances. And Dobish, too, looked shaky. I would think they are probably talking about getting as many pucks at him as possible right now in the room.
Yeah, you saw 3 of the first 5 went in, and they haven't had a goal since. But I think, what did they wind up with? 8 shots, I believe? 8 or 9?
Yeah, it looks like 9 as of this moment.
Yeah, so they only got 4 more on him. But Montreal didn't have a response for the 3rd goal. They did for the first 2 quick responses, but Buffalo had the response for the 2nd Montreal goal and took the lead and now have held on to the lead. But that's the biggest thing, as we were talking about. It's just the speed. As Helenu said, it was part of the game plan. They knew they can get to their speed like that. They are going to be a hard team to handle. And today, they really are, capitalizing on the crowd, and really drawing off the crowd, where maybe in some of the other home games, they haven't been able to do that. But this crowd has been absolutely insane so far in the first period. They've really enjoyed their Sabres. But not only the speed, but all the guys in front of the net all the time. I mean, even plays that aren't goals. There are guys there screening, bothering. And it's amazing how many penalties could have been called in that period. I mean, there were so many penalties in that period, and not a one was called, which I don't like. I'm the other way. I want to see everything called. But yeah, right now the players, and the problem with that is eventually something's going to get called. I mean, as players on both teams, you're realizing nothing's being called here, so maybe you can get away with a little, and then all of a sudden you're going to do something that has been done all game, and you're going to wind up in the penalty box, and that's the problem with the inconsistency.
Paul Hamilton with me, Ryan Colesdale here on the Intermission Report. 3-2 Sabres, 5 goals in order. Buffalo, then Montreal. Buffalo, then Montreal. Back to Buffalo. Helenius with the go-ahead goal right now at 3-2. Paul, how big of a goal was that for Jason Zucker? His first of the playoffs. We know he had a better offensive game in the last game, setting up Helenius for 2 really good looks in Game 4, but he obviously has had a disappointing start to his postseason in terms of his offensive production. This has got to feel good for him.
Yeah, he had the one game I think he'd like to forget, but yeah, I mean, he's had pucks that are going into an empty net that hit one of his teammates. He's hit crossbars. He's hit goalies. He's hit defensemen. He's shot wide. He's been in the area, but then he's also set up a lot of guys. He has set Quinn up for some golden opportunities that haven't gone in the net.
Big with me.
A goal that he's going to score. And even he's had some tips that goaltenders have made saves on. So that's the type of goal he scored all year long. And maybe now that one's gone in the net, that'll get him going.
Just real quick on the 2 Montreal goals, Paul. A tip from Caulfield, and then a shot that goes off the crease for their other goal. Goes off of the skate for their other goal. So I guess, in terms of grading Luukkonen's performance, the 2 goals against, I don't have really a problem with either one. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, a bad giveaway by Timmins. He put a pass in his teammate's skates, and it goes right to the Canadians. And now Suzuki has the puck. Caulfield's in front of the net because Buffalo's not expecting to have to defend, and he basically has a layup tap it. Or actually, he steered it in. He didn't tap it in. He steered it into the empty net. There's nothing Luukkonen could have done on that. He has to respect Suzuki that he might shoot the puck. He can't be worried about Caulfield, who's there, and he just steers it into the net. So, but it was the turnover that really cost them on that one.
Yeah. So Zucker, Doan, and Helenius for Buffalo, Caulfield, and Texier for Montreal. Paul, thank you. We'll talk after 2.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. 3-2 Sabres. Wild first period here at KeyBank Center. We'll step aside, get you the first period stats and highlights when we return here from Game 5. Canadiens and Sabres with 5 goals in the first. 3 for Buffalo, 2 for Montreal. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Buffalo on Transit Road next to Burger King now through May 26th for their grand opening sale. Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after date with the purchase of 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or full synthetic high mileage motor oil for $35.95. Plus, buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Rob Ray here. You know, covering the Sabres, I'm on the road a lot. Early mornings, late nights, and plenty of lake effect surprises. That's why I count on AAA. When my battery died in the cold, AAA roadside assistance got me going fast, and the value goes beyond emergencies. Members save on tickets, shopping, travel, and more. As a proud partner of the Buffalo Sabres, AAA delivers great perks all season long. Wherever you're headed across Western New York, count on AAA. Join or renew today at AAA.com.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long, and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira Joy. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects. Ooh, how does it work? It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Summer means longer days and more deals at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, shop Miracle Grow 0.75 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Plus, select 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annuals hanging baskets, 2 for $15 to show off your favorite plants. Stop traffic with stunning landscaping and save while you do it. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at StraightTalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
The radio home of your Atlantic Division champion, Buffalo Sabres. We are through 20 minutes of hockey. Live from KeyBank Center. Here's your host, Brian Cozio.
Side Sabres game line. To the middle of the ice. Elvis holds it. Turns. Fires. Scores! It's raining goals in Buffalo. And the Sabres take a 3-2 lead with 9:45 still to go here in the opening period.
Konsta Helenius, his first ever playoff goal. That has Buffalo in front 3-2 as we welcome you back to the press box. I'm Brian Colziel. Our first period stats brought to you by Level Financial Advisors, helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. The shots were 11-9 in favor of the Canadiens. 5 goals, all even strength. No penalties, so no power plays to talk about either in this one. In the period, the only Sabre with more than 1 shot on goal was Helenius. He had 2 of the 9 Buffalo shots on goal. The injury report brought to you by Hamburg Overhead Doors. Your garage door injured, call the experts at Hamburg Overhead Door to get your door healthy again. Well, no updated injury news. Sam Carrick's still out. That's what put Helenius in, and obviously Lindy Ruff with how good Helenius played in Game 4, keeping him in the lineup, and it's paid off with a goal already. And that goal from Helenius, which has Buffalo in front, that could be our potential game-changing moment. The game changer presented by Buffalo Law. When one moment changes everything. Choose the right team. Visit BuffaloLaw.com. We'll check the rest of the NHL night, and the Bills schedule is out officially. We'll have that when we return after this. 3-2 Buffalo here after 1 on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
Attention New York golfers, this is the last week. The WGR VIP golf cart is only available through this coming Sunday. Sunday, May 17th. WGR has scored you a hole-in-one deal with the brand new 2026 VIP golf cart. 8 great experiences for one low price of just $129. Experience the picturesque Shorewood Country Club, Golf Dojo, and more. But hurry, this is a limited time offer and expires this Sunday, May 17th. So get it for yourself, a friend, your foursome, or a dad for Father's Day. 8 great golfing experiences for just $129. Get all the details and purchase your VIP golf cart today at GetMyPerks.com. That's GetMyPerks.com. The WGR VIP golf cart. 8 premier experiences, 1 super low price. But you have to get it by this Sunday. Get yours now at GetMyPerks.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to improve life sleep.
I'm Charlie Dowell, founder of Western Financial Group. It's a lot of timeshare because they told you it was a great investment. That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years. The economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that can happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
3-2 Sabres lead the Canadiens. Time for our check of the other scores. Driver of the league. Brought to you by AAA, the official partner of the Buffalo Sabres. Here's Johnny Coach. He'll take you through.
Thank you, Brian. Only one other game tonight in the NHL. That is a 9:30 puck drop in Anaheim between the Ducks and Golden Knights. Vegas with a 3-2 series lead in that one. PGA Championship down at Aronimink Country Club in Philadelphia. The seven people tied for the lead at 3 under. One of those, including Scotty Scheffler. 7 more tied for second at -2. Rory McIlroy with a tough day. He finished the first round +4. Downtown ballpark, Bisons and Worcester tonight. Buffalo up 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. NFL schedule released tonight. Tonight, Bills with 7 games in either primetime slot or a holiday slot, both Thanksgiving and Christmas games. They will open at the Texans for a 1 o'clock kickoff in Houston. Brian, back to you.
Wow. Ton of national spotlight coming to the Bills' way for sure. All right, we'll get another update in a second. For now, we'll take a timeout. Dan Dunleavy, Rob Ray, period 2. Sabres with a 3-2 lead on the Canadiens here in Game 5. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs and over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto
days, public speaking, the list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hands when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start. For gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres. Hockey lives here. Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Continue to follow the Sabres playoff action. We're just underway here in the second period, and while reading you that information about our great post and everything else, 5 seconds went off the clock, and the face-off will come just outside the Buffalo line.
Yeah, the coaching staff just said they did a really good job in the net front, scoring those dirty goals in that first period. A little loose in front of our own net, need to clean that up, and need to bear down in the face-off circle were the 3 things they talked about.
Krebs, Thompson, Tuck on the ice. Anderson, Deneau, and Tessier. Sabres, when they have the puck, will skate from right to left. Right now defending in their own zone. Deneau down to the ice, pops back up with the Sabres. Krebs will toss it ahead short, and it's Alex Tuck who fires it into the Montreal zone. Matheson gets there ahead of the pressure from Tage Thompson. Rink wide to the Canadians, and well offside Anderson there. Too fast for his own good. That might have hurt a little bit. Stretching out, trying to hold the line.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead there before that puck got to Tessier.
I'd like to see the numbers that guy skates out for a big man.
Yeah, he's a big man, and you know what? I think that his skating has improved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, kind of that bigger, slower, sluggish guy, but he's done a really good job here of getting his foot speed up, and that's what makes him so valuable here for this team. He's a big body guy that goes through those areas, does the hard thing, and he's been very good for the Montreal Canadiens.
Back for 31-year-old Burlington resident. Of course, we remember him from his time with Columbus as well. Sabres win the draw. And played up towards center ice. Now here is Norris. As Benson goes for a spill and gets back up. Play down the far corner. Montreal with a chance here, take to take. 3-4 passes in a row. That fourth will go behind Slavkovsky. And Bowen Byron play to the far corner. Power hits it up and out. This is Dome for Benson. In across the Montreal line. Around Slavkovsky, Benson on the far wall. He'll backhand it down behind the net. Dome just out of his reach. And it'll be Suzuki who plays it up and out. That's too far for Slavkovsky. And an icing call against Montreal.
And you're just watching Benson out there, the game he plays, hard, physical, antagonistic and everything, but he's very noticeable now that he's hanging on to the puck a lot more. He's trying to make things happen. He's not just getting the puck, dishing it, getting it in deep and going. He's hanging on to the puck. He's making plays. His head's up all the time. And he's really, really taken a huge step here in the last little while in the game that he's playing.
Zucker Quinn and Helmus with the draw in the Montreal zone. Canadians lifted up and out. This is a bouncing puck just inside the Sabres line. Cole Caulfield. Tough angle shot, but he'll take him from there all night. And stopped by Luukkonen. Something, of course, that Sabres would like to see from some of their shooters. Caulfield doesn't care where he shoots the puck from.
No, when you're a goal scorer, you can't. You got to let it rip. You got to make sure you get it to the net. And he is one of those guys that maybe not putting huge numbers up, but that he's got about 14 shots so far here in this series. So it's not because he's not trying and he's not getting the puck to the net. It's just not going in for him.
Face off to the left, and Luukkonen and Evans will step in. Against the Sabres, McLeod, pair 71s. Sabres win the draw as it's off the boards by Darlene and out for Mallenstein, followed up by McLeod. The shooter in the Montreal zone, comes all the way around. Greenway trying to get there along with McLeod. Puck gets into the slot, now forced back to the corner. Kept into the point. Here's a pass to the slot. Shot is blocked. Mallenstein tried to rip it, but Gooley dropped. Got the block for the Canadians and now skated to center. Three-man rush here as Evans on the right side. Can't get it past Rasmus Dahlin, and the Sabres unable to move it up ice here. Dahlin then can't clear it out. Dahlin away from Evans. Will take it behind the Sabres net. And then playing up the near wall, Greenway flips it out. Not too much on it, just enough of a bouncing puck for Mallenstein as he plays it to the corner, left wing side. McLeod was about to head off to the bench, but he stayed with the play to keep it deep. Get behind the net for Greenway. With Carrier, Mallenstein to play it back to the point. Here's Samuelson with a shot, and Dobish with the save, and a couple of taps there from Greenway in front. Carrier with a couple of taps to Greenway, and the referee and the linesmen are all there to make sure that's enough.
Once again, there, Greenway gives Dobish a couple of little extra slaps after the whistle with no call being made. Carrier comes in, gives him a shot. And I think that's the great thing about this game to this point is the refs are just letting them play. I think in the previous 4 games, there was a lot of penalties being called. We talked about this before. A lot of penalties being called that probably shouldn't have been called. Now they're just letting them play. And I think this is where you're going to see the best hockey played. As long as they keep it under control and don't cross that line, they're going to be good here. And I think it leads to the Sabres' advantage.
Face off to the right of Dobish. It'll be Norris to take the face-off here for Buffalo, and the Sabres Benson in pretty quick there as the Canadians counter in their own end with Suzuki. Here's Benson off the draw. On the left wing wall, plays it back. Samuelson. Shot to the net, deflects, and that one just goes wide. Far point, keep it. He'll be in charge of Norris, and he does. Slides a pass between the legs and down to the corner of the Montreal defenders. Owen Byram down deep. Benson stays in on a forecheck. Side of the net. Benson almost comes up with it from Hudson. High slot. Chance for Doan. Benson with a shot from the far side. I beg your pardon. Norris fanned on it. Benson's behind the net. Norris with a bouncing puck. Swipes at it. And Suzuki can't clear. Doan with a shot. That goes wide. Benson's still standing around in front of Dovish. In behind the net now. He'll take it. Off of his stick for Doan on the right wall. Benson behind the net. Watched by Hudson. Benson twisting and turning. Centers it. Bouncing puck in front. Swept just wide. And Benson still held to the wall behind the net. Referee standing watching as Benson again against Hudson. This guy's unbelievable. Benson centers in a shot from the circle by Norris is stopped by Dobish. What a shit.
Cheap flights, insane hotel. Skyscanner really delivered.
Remember all that crazy stuff we used to do for travel deals?
Because we confuse the internet, the prices go down. Open up your browser. Try a new tab. Keep refreshing. Not working. Search incognito.
Now McLeod. It's in the hand to Doan. Up the middle. Doan far circle shot. That is blocked by Carrier. They go to the corner. Matheson behind that with Benson. Bearing down on him. This is Evans from the near circle in the Canadian zone. He'll flip that one up into the air to bouncing puck for Slavkovsky and Shen. Luke Shen deals with it the best. Gets it ahead and the Sabres are at center. Here's Doan carrying it in for Norris up the middle with a shot. Glove side high. And the Canadians skated out of their zone, but a little trouble handling it on the way out. And it's turned over here to Benson at the Montreal line. Benson, far circle, away from Dobson, turns, just plays it down low. Quinn gets his stick on it. Quinn in the far corner. Carries it, top of the circle, flips it to space. Here's Quinn, can't get it to the net. Now he does. Loose puck in front. And Norris's shot is blocked. He'll come out to the far side with it. Norris in the slot for Quinn. That shot is blocked. Benson tied up in front of the net. Sabres buzzing again here. Here's Helenus with it, near circle. He'll drop it off. Quinn trying to cut inside. Again, no shot. Falls to Quinn, far circle. Quinn, again a pass through three Montreal players that is blocked. And the Canadians come back on the counter. Left side on the entry. 12:51 remaining here in the second. Puck play down the corner. Quinn takes his man. Helenus comes up with a puck. He'll skate it all the way up outside the blue line into center. Pass onto the wing for Power in the Montreal zone. Power holds it to the far wall. Now up to the far point with it. Power shot off the end wall. Canadians out of the near corner. Gooley is looking Zucker to deal with. Now the Canadians work a 2-on-1 in front. Here's a backhand shot just wide. Far side. Power. Good defense on Kirby Dock. Moreno in the corner. He's hounded, but the Canadians at the point with a chance to keep it in. Thrown behind the Sabres goal. Comes around to the near wall. Zucker got enough to chip it out. And that will go for an icing call here against the Sabres with a total of 5 remaining in the second. Buffalo 3, Montreal 2.
Yeah, and they're buzzing here in the offensive zone. They've been just dominant here in this first 8 minutes of the second period and creating some really good looks. Very confident with the puck, moving the puck really well. You know, Montreal, one rush, they're able to come down. Leno misses the net on the backhand, but that's pretty much all they've got here so far in the second period. And the Sabres just shot mentality here. They're looking to get themselves in those areas, and they're taking the shot. Quinn, nice move there, chips it by. Suzuki steps in, an opportunity for Norris.
Canadians off the face-off. Win slided in front, score! Traffic in front of the Buffalo net again, and it finds a way somehow to squeak in. And this crazy game somehow is wound up tied at 3 apiece. And it's Anderson going off first along the bench.
Yeah, Josh Anderson's going to get his 3rd goal of these playoffs, and this is what happens. You dominate at one end, and you get a little loose at the other end. And Luukkonen right out on top of the corner of that blue paint. And he is still waving at something. He's saying it interfered with at some point. And I think the coaches are looking at it. They're looking up at the board right now. And Lindy Ruff's yelling at the referee right now just to kind of stall time here, just so they get a better look at it. Maybe the guys in the dressing room, the video coaches. The referee's at the box right now. He's pushing all the players away so he can have the conversation with Lindy himself.
Got to be real sure of this, though.
But Luukkonen right off the hop, he motioned it. There was 85. I think Tessier's in front of the net, and he kind of has his foot in the blue paint. I don't know whether he got a piece of Luukkonen or not, but this puck is going to be dropped. So 3-3. 12 minutes left in the second.
8:01 time of the goal. Shots even at 13 apiece, but again, the possession so far in this period has been in favor of Buffalo, and here comes Anderson again, down the left side. In behind the net, Anderson away from a check, he'll play it back to the point. Carrying it, puts it right back down in behind the Sabres goal. Buffalo with numbers defending, Canadians to the line for Carrier. He'll send it back down behind the net. This is Deneau trying to center, looking for Tessier. Swatted off the stick behind the net. Canadians are buzzing around the goal, and that's stopped by Luukkonen. Drifts off to his right. Need a clear here from Thompson, and he does get it out. This will not go all the way down the ice, so the Sabres will just kind of set up here their defensive posture, if you will, as Demidov plays it, gets it back again, and Luukkonen, big save there as he fights that one off. Sabres can't clear. The teams exchanging opportunities here just to buzz around in one another's zone. The long change in the second period. Demidov high at the line to the far circle. Shot doesn't get through, and Thompson holds it. Can't clear on the first attempt. It'll come to him again. Taves trying to softly get it out of the zone for Tuck. Tuck's got to get this puck deep. Can't do it. The Canadians come up with it, but Buffalo can change. They got to hurry back into the play. Thompson drops it. New hook. Leaves it on the wall. Evans. Shot goes wide. Probably just trying to play it in the front of the net, but that took a deflection. Canadians are behind the Sabres goal. Evans in the corner. Playing it back here. Return pass for Evans on the right wall. Cutting in. Demidov with a shot, and that one goes wide. Greenway far side, backhand clear again. Lifts that one up towards the blue line. Melenstein stood up, but here comes McLeod coming in. Matheson with the stick, taking the chance away. And now the Canadians will just chip it outside the line past Samuelson. Huh. That forces Luke Shen back.
This is great. Both teams make mistakes. Both teams playing well at certain times here. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Halfway through this game, tied at 3, series tied at 2. Puck tipped down the corner. He's hammered to the ice. Melenstein steps into the big man, and the Canadians flip it up and out. Chase after it, Bono in the Buffalo zone. The Sabres swat it out. It'll be nice and cold here against Buffalo. With 9:43 remaining in the second period.
Beck Melenstein's probably had 3 magnificent big hits, and he's hitting the right guys too. He's leaning into everybody. The Sabres loose. The coaching staff coming in. Demidov, who's been very quiet in this series, got himself right into the middle of the ice. A little give and go, and he takes the shot. Fortunately, when he takes the shot, it just kind of explodes off his stick. It gets to the net. But he's not able to get the opportunity he was looking for, and Luukkonen able to push it off over to the corner.
Looked like Buffalo was backing up a little bit on that play. You talk when they sang in front of the net and create those spaces. Demidov took advantage of it. Caulfield working the corner, has the puck. He'll play back to the line. Hudson cross ice, one-timer. That's wide. Caulfield, if that was on a stick, would have had a chance here near side, but it's up and out. Benson chasing after it. Canadians, they will swat it ahead. They got a 2-on-1 into the zone here. There's a pass across. And that one intended for Caulfield from Slavkovsky stays out. And it's now Thompson, near circle. Pass to the slot. Shot by Suzuki. Waved at by Luukkonen. And the rebound falls in front of the net. Sabres are able to lift it up and out. Bouncing puck in the skates of Benson. And the Canadians come back with it. And he tilted the table a little bit here in Montreal in these last couple of minutes. Samuelson against Bolduc in the corner. Norris there as well. Montreal strong on sticks, and a steal and a shot that deflects up and out of play with 8:45 remaining in this second period. And the goal from Montreal, and Josh Anderson at 8:01 has us tied at 3 apiece. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs and over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Give Buffalo love.com. Give Buffalo love.com. Get help today. Give Buffalo love. They know the way. Give Buffalo love.
Carol Castro and Hall 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
After a Western New York winter like that, your garage door might not be as reliable as you think. Hi, this is Jen Kuhn from Hamburg Overhead Door. Cold snow and ice can take a real toll. Springs wear down, rollers get stiff, and openers start to struggle. If your garage door is noisy, slow, or just not working like it used to, now's the time to get it checked before it turns into a bigger problem. Our team can get you back up and running quickly and safely. Call us at 649-3600 to schedule your service today.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Bob has a 50-50 update for you folks. You can play from home at sabres.com/50-50 anywhere in New York State. You can play, you can win.
Yeah, it's at $130,196. So that is going to creep up to close to 200 if you want to get in on that one tonight, because it's starting to roll.
Face-off coming up here in the Sabres zone. Buffalo getting their goals tonight from Zucker, Doan, and Helenius. From Montreal, Caulfield, Tessier, and Anderson. Luukkonen set with the draw to his right. away we go. Sabres battle in the corner with Kirby Doc. Power comes over to help out. Buffalo will come away with it. And 3 to center. Montreal with 3 back. Here's Zucker down the left side. Tries to drive off a defender, lost the puck. Could be a 3-on-2 the other way for Montreal. Doc carries to the line. Doesn't control it well. And Power does a stand-up job at the line as much as he can there. That kind of...
Yeah, Power's been excellent in this hockey game once again. In the first period, he was dominant down low and moving the puck really well right there. He does a nice job because he hits the blue line and he gets about a foot inside and he puts the brakes on and he forces him to try to dump the puck past him. It hits him and he's able to knock it back outside the line for the offside here. So, one Power here once again doing a really nice job in this hockey game.
Now, you talk about simplifying your game from a positional standpoint. He certainly has done that.
He really has. And just by talking to him a little bit here throughout these playoffs, it just seems like he's very calm. He's always a very calm guy, but a little more open about it, talking, and just feeling good about himself. So I think that is highly, highly important here.
I think the man can grow a serious playoff beard, too. He's got a lot of hair going on.
Hair in his head, but not so much in his face. I'm sure he grows about the same beard you grow.
Look out, Luukkonen almost had one go off a stanchion off of him. Out on Montreal with Tage Thompson there on that shoot-in. You can hear it hit it. And Luukkonen right away kind of ducked for cover. Here comes Byram left side on the entry. Byram holds, fires to the net. Douglas doesn't know where it is. It's Krebs now from the far corner. That gets by Tuck and out of the zone. And back after it is Connor Timmins. He's watched by Newhook. Look out here as Byram fails on the clear against Evans. In behind the net now. Evans comes out far side. Open. Carrier. Far post. Big save by Luukkonen. It's underneath him as he spins like a top. Outside of the goal.
Demidov with the redirection on the left side coming in. And Luukkonen highly aggressive. He ends up about 3 feet outside the blue paint, but makes the save, able to corral the puck. Nice job.
3-3, 7:42 remaining here in the second period of Game 5. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
I'm John Woyden, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE or go to glbs-inc.com.
Hey, Rob Ray here. Covering the Sabres, I'm on the road a lot. Early mornings, late nights, and plenty of lake effect surprises. That's why I count on AAA. When my battery died in the cold, AAA roadside assistance got me going fast. And the value goes beyond emergencies. Members save on tickets, shopping, travel, and more. As a proud partner of the Buffalo Sabres, AAA delivers great perks all season long. Wherever you're headed across Western New York, count on AAA. Join or renew today at AAA.com.
Buffalo Sabres hockey is being brought to you by Upstate Honda Dealers. For great deals on the entire Honda lineup, visit your Upstate Honda dealer today. By Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. By Verizon. Powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store to check out the latest deal. By Level Financial Advisors. Helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. By Blue Star Home Services, your heating and cooling experts. Get started at bluestarhs.com. And by UPS Stores, the UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres Fans Ticketmaster is the official marketplace for tickets for all games throughout the playoffs. Visit Ticketmaster.com to secure your seats for all the action. And there's been plenty of that here. In Game 5, 3-3 is the score. Anderson with a game-tying goal here in the second at 8:01. Face-off coming up in the Buffalo zone to the right. Lukkonen. Sabres goal with Quinn Zucker and Helmuth, Samuelson, and Donley. Dobson, Hudson, Anderson, Deneau, and Tessier for Montreal. Pretty obvious that Montez Senaway is leaning on this line for the Canadians. He likes what he's getting out of them. Along with Hudson, who passes to the far circle, shot is off the leg. Rebound set just wide. Deneau had a great chance. Now it's Hudson at the point. He's been a bit of a menace here tonight. Pass across to the far dot. It's brought to the high spot by Anderson. Spins and shoots, and that's blocked. Sabres needing to get a stick Over the bench is Quinn, and now Dobson right up the middle. That was there for the taking. Instead drops it for the shot. Top of the far circle, and that is stopped by Luukkonen.
Yeah, Luukkonen able to see that one coming clean, but here Montreal starting to get a little more nifty in the offensive zone.
We decided to implement NetSuite because of the complexity of the business. I have 5 times as many people outside of finance using NetSuite as I have within finance.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza, but are you also thinking bread bites, stuffed cheesy bread, specialty chicken? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking I'm gonna mix and match all of this for just $8.99 each, only at Domino's.
Miles an hour once it gets to Luukkonen, he's able to make the save. You just got to make sure when they get moving around to the outside, you've got to make sure you keep the middle of that ice clogged up.
Canadians win the face-off penalty. We have our first goal of the game here with Montreal possessing the puck. And it's the Sabres going to the power play, the first power play of this hockey game.
Montreal 22 minutes high sticking.
Klosky right off the draw, getting in a high sticking call for the Sabres. Going to go to the power play here for the first time. First penalty called in this hockey game. Sabres are 5 for 16 in this series. They are running at a 31.2%. And he catches Doan right in the visor. Pretty much Doan skated into the stick, tell you the truth. He really didn't come up with it. He got his stick. Nevertheless, you get an opportunity on the power play. And this is where it's got to come through big. Power play in regular season 19.5%. First round 4.2%. But this second round 31.3%. It's found itself a lot better.
Don Benson, Dolly, Quinn Thompson play behind the Montreal net, and the clear will happen. Canadians slapping down the ice, carrying Matheson, Evans, and Newhook. For the visitors, 3-3 game, under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Drop back with Tage Thompson. He has one more option. He'll take the line around Newhook. Thompson slaps it around, so now the job is for Doan against Carrier. Doan wins it. He's got it behind the Canadians' net. Puts it on the stick of Matheson on the turnaround pass attempt, and Matheson will make no mistake as he sends it behind the net. Rasmus Dahlin now for Buffalo. Thompson will be the option to drop. Benson is there as well. Dahlin to center. They're going to gain the line here. Dahlin almost got into open space and then put on the wall. Trying to fight it to win it back. Dahlin's pass off a skate. Dooley in front of the net. Trying to get a handle on it. Thompson will scamper after it down this left wing wall. Thompson on his backhand. Below the goal line. He'll spin it out now. It's taken on the wall here by Quinn. He'll leave it for Tage Thompson. For Quinn at the goal line. Up top, Dahlin for Thompson, left circle. Bobble the pass a bit. Across for Dahlin. He's over on the far wall, right side. Up high, Tage Thompson. Fans want a shot from the big man. Instead, it's Quinn who creeps in. Far post play for Benson. They're just trying to hit him and have it go in.
Yeah, he gets himself tight right to that post. Got his feet turned towards the net, the body, and just trying to bank it in him.
Benson now, goal line, doesn't turn. Now on his forehand, it's Doan trying that play. Tage Thompson up top. Lets a blast go, it's blocked, and the Canadians with a clear lane to clear it with 20 seconds to go to the power play.
Yeah, Anderson went down on one leg, and he's able to block Tage Thompson's shot, and they're able to put it down the ice. But I like how they're doing a little different here. They're getting guys off both posts, looking for that redirect through the blue paint.
This time it's a drop. McLeod right up the middle. McLeod with a shot. Domas just barely got enough of that one, and it's cleared. And that'll take care of the Slavkovsky penalty. He's back onto the ice.
Yeah, really good looks there on that power play for the Sabres. Probably 3 really nice opportunities. Not able to connect on it, but at least they're made adjustments here, and it's working.
Power patient down the wall. Throws that one around, and Zucker at the far point. Right back down low for Krebs. Power comes down to help out. Hudson picks off the pass. They'll try to clear. Power keeps it in. Left wall to the slot. Quick shot. Zucker! And a save made by Jakob Dowish with Peyton Krebs and McLeod hanging around the front of the net.
Yeah, Peyton Krebs a little extra shot there on Dowish once again, and nothing coming out of this, and no team really sticking around and doing that extra pushing and shoving here today. They know what's up the line.
Timeout on the ice, tied at 3, 4:40 to go, second period, game 5, series of 2 apiece. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
here for what's next, including your favorite team's next playoff run. With digital checking tools that are a total game changer, like spending alerts to let you know when you've gone overboard on team gear, security features to lock your debit card should it go missing while you're doing the wave, and of course, early pay, which lets you get paid up to 2 days early. That's what we call a power play in banking. To learn more, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC, Northwest Bank, for what's next. In Western New York, we get to the game no matter what. That means an all-wheel drive SUV you can count on, and that means Honda. And right now, your Upstate Honda dealer has outstanding deals on Honda's all-star lineup, including MVPs like CR-V, HR-V, and the Honda Pilot. And right here, right now, there's never been a better time to get a great deal on an award-winning Honda SUV. For deals and details, visit upstate.hondadealers.com today. For great deals, visit your local Upstate Honda dealer today.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Benson, Doan, and Norris to take the draw on the Montreal zone. They're backed up by Byram and Power. They'll face Slavkovsky, Caulfield, and Suzuki. Gooley and Carey on the back end. In a tie game with 4:40 to go in the second period, 3 apiece. Norris had the face-off down against Suzuki. It's up for grabs. Sabres running back to Bowen. Byram at the line. For Benson, who comes to meet the play. Benson shot is blocked. He stays with it. Benson holds far wall. Blocked again. Puck stays with Benson. He throws it behind the net. Norris. He'll come away with it. Norris up this left wing wall. Turns. Fires it behind the net. There's Benson. Along with Doan. Doan's got a stick tied up. As the play stays on the near wall. Down comes Power to help out. Slavkovsky. Pressure this guy all night when he's got the puck. And Suzuki comes up with it. You know they're trying to hit 13. This time he's on the ice and he's the
You're right about Slavkovsky. Put pressure on him because he will force passes, especially on the backhand. And a lot of the times they don't turn out in their favor.
Extremely talented when he's got the puck in the offensive zone. But you're right. Here's Demidov taking a shot. Look at it. He doesn't have it. They bang it in. They get behind him after the shot from Demidov, and it's tucked in. And the Canadians take a 4-3 lead here. Evans going down the line first with 3:45 remaining in the second.
Yeah, it's going to be Evans' first goal of the playoffs, and the shot is taken by Demidov. And it sneaks through, and it's laying right in the blue paint, and it's right on the goal line, and Evans beats Krebs and Samuelson to the backside, and he's able to poke this in. He makes the save, it sneaks through, and it literally stops dead right on the line, and Evans driving through to the net is able to poke it over the line. And the referee right there, he realizes that puck was not covered. He's right in that corner. He's close to it. And bang. 4-3 Montreal here with 3:40 left in that second period.
First time with the lead in this game for the Canadians. After it looked like the Sabres, once Montreal tied it quickly in the first, Buffalo just started to tilt the game, but it was tilted right back. And now Montreal with their first lead, puck in their own zone, thrown to center. Lindy's talked about his team being tested throughout these playoffs. And it's another one here now. How they handle this. Samuelson gains the line. Good patience. Trying to leave it in the far circle. He's behind the play, so it's a flip and chase here. Thompson defending as Tessier will come up with it in the corner. In the Buffalo zone on the right wall. Samuelson pokes it free. Darlene won't get there. Mallenstein does. And the Canadians working behind the net. We'll knock it out here. Evans given some space there by Thompson. As the Sabres back off a little bit here. Evans, Tage watching him. Now they start to crowd the line a little bit. The Canadians working it along the wall. Evans comes off the wall. Stolen here. And a penalty coming up again.
for 20 in this series, 20%. We got 9 and 46 so far in the playoffs. The Sabres going to have to come up big here in this last 2.5 minutes to make sure they can only go into the room with 1 goal or less down. You don't want to give them the power play here. It's a very potent power play. It has not connected that much, but they create an awful lot of good looks.
Face off to the left of Luukkonen. Battle for it. Canadians will tap it to the line. Pressure there by McLeod. The Montreal with the puck on the wall. Slavkovsky again. He's the one to pressure. Power does. Quick shot. Score! That quickly. Suzuki lets it rip from the near circle. And just like that, the Canadians now have a 2-goal lead with 2:27 left in the second. It's 5-3.
And Suzuki's 4th here in the playoffs, and right off the draw, he's not able to handle the puck over the wall, and there's only one guy on him. They don't get enough pressure on him, and he's able to get himself away from it, and he slides it across to Suzuki. Everybody's staring at him over there, and Suzuki's getting himself wide open there. McLeod not able to get to him. Timmins is in front of him, but just a quick shot by Suzuki. You know what? Power's the one over in the wall. He's battling for the puck, and he's fishing for the puck instead of maybe just leaning into Slavkovsky into the wall, and it just buys him enough time, and that one sneaks right underneath the right pad of Luukkonen on the ice.
Luukkonen trying to clear, kept it by Carrier right on, and Luukkonen makes the stop. Shen racing over. He'll get it out to center. Puck rolls into the Montreal zone. The Sabres have lost control of this game. Even though it was tied, you had the sense that the Sabres were in good shape, but not anymore. As it's center ice, the Canadians will shoot it in. Goals from Anderson and Evans at 8:01 and 16:15. Shen playing it behind the net into the corner. Power gets it up, and now it's Zucker who leaves it. Helenus to the Montreal line, plays it to the wing. The return pass, he bats down out of the air. In the corner, Helenus with Buffalo changing, playing it back, and Tuck will lock it on the end of it. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. Canadians, Suzuki and Caulfield. Suzuki puts that one wide intentionally to get Caulfield on the far wall. Now Suzuki racing after it, along with Byram. Suzuki comes up with it. Caulfield sends one wide. Slavkovsky will race after it. Over on the far wall, puck is played ahead to Thompson. Sabres need their best players to take over this game now. Here is Alex Tuck. In across the line, pass through the middle is off a skate and outside the zone. Back to Peyton Krebs left side. Walks down the wall. He'll throw it around. Thompson's gone to the bench. Alex Tuck staying out there. Back to the line. Holding it for a shot. That's blocked as Norris trying to sneak one through. And it's moments like this when you look back at some times that the Sabres were maybe a little not greedy enough to shoot the puck. But the Canadians who are,
not rewarded for the times they dominated them in this game, and then then a lot has to do with the reluctance to shooting the puck, trying to feeling good about yourself, trying to make that perfect play, and not being able to capitalize.
Again, a good number of Canadians fans in this building here in Buffalo, and that will not be the case going back to Montreal for Game 6. We know that. So the Sabres have their hands full here. 20 seconds left of the period. Canadians on a rush with Demidov. Pass across, and that gets away from Newhook. That's the first in this series. Here's Power shy of center for Samuelson under his stick, but he tips it into the Montreal zone. Below the goal line with 5 seconds. Samuelson finishing his check. This period is going to end with the Canadians wrestling control of this game, and the Sabres need a 2-0 third period coming up here just to tie the game.
Yeah, they dug themselves a hole here, and it was just kind of self-inflicted once again here at times when Montreal's able to capitalize, and they cannot do that against this hockey team.
Well, the Canadians, full marks are hanging in there and working their way to where they are. The Sabres, as Rob mentioned, will go to the room and try to regroup and get their confidence into their offensive game. And Tess Gomes, who was not good early.
And remember, 50-52, it's up to 146,000, almost 147,000. You got this intermission to get your tickets.
Sabres.com/5050. If you're in New York State, you can hear us, and you can get in, and maybe you can win. The Canadians are 20 minutes closer to a win and going home to try to wrap up the series. Buffalo's got to come up with an answer. Second intermission with Brian Koziel right now.
Okay, Dan and Rob, thank you. Yes, the Sabres in a hole right now. It's 5-3 Montreal. All the goals in the second for the visitors, Anderson, Evans, and Suzuki. And the story has flipped from a 3-2 Buffalo lead It's now 5-3 Montreal. When we come back, Paul Hamilton will join us here on the Intermission Report. We'll get his thoughts here on the second period in which Montreal takes control. 5-3 after 40 minutes. We'll step aside here back in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
I'm here in studio with Dr. Reed to talk about back and disc problems. Are you suffering with annoying back or leg pain? Tried other therapies but are still in pain?
Do you have a herniated or bulging disc that's affecting your sleep and quality of life?
Call 1-888-59-SPINE. That's 1-888-59-SPINE. Call Dr. Reed.
My spinal decompression procedure is safe and has a high success rate at healing disc problems.
Call Dr. Reed. He's got your back.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them play. Get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get Buffalo Law. Of the Montreal Canadiens. Passion, pride, history. The Canadiens are playoff bound and the fans are cheering. The Podium Mini Entrepot, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens, is with you all the way. For your storage needs, try 4 weeks free. Visit thepodium.com for details. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Buffalo right back in, though. Here's Thompson, breakaway, and Tomic gets over to his left to take it away with a pad stop and hang on for the whistle. Face-off win for Montreal, left side. Hudson dancing in, center scores! Josh Anderson! And the Montreal Canadiens off the face-off have tied the game at 3 apiece. Evans to the line, Carrier in front, big stop from Luukkonen, and he's got the puck underneath him as Ivan Demidov was looking for his first goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's robbed on that one by Luukkonen. Dobson right back down the other way. Here's Demidov right side, little space, shot, loose in front, and they score! Demidov with the shot. It trickled through Luukkonen, and it looks like it's going to be Evans who got the last touch on it to give Montreal their first lead of the night. 4 for 20 in this series as here's Slavkovsky up front. They score! Nick Suzuki, power play goal. And the Montreal Canadiens get a couple of quick stretch late in the second period to go in front 5-3.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey here on TSN 690. Habs lead the Buffalo State.
And so nasty weather rolling in across the country today.
Extreme weather can hit quickly. Know the risks in your area and learn what actions you can take. Are you ready? Visit getprepared.ca.
Want to solve network issues before they cause downtime? No problem. How about generating a script in minutes that used to take hours? You got it. With our ever-growing ecosystem of solutions, you can cement your reputation, protect your clients, and add.
Evans gets his first of the postseason. Almost a goal for Ivan Demidov, but he has to settle for an assist. Alex Newhook also factoring in on the score sheet on that one. And at 17:33, Nick Suzuki with his 4th goal. It was a power play goal from Uri Slavkovsky and Lane Hudson. It is time for the second intermission roundtable. I'm Mitch Galloway, Peter Frionis, and we have our play-by-play man, Victor Finley, with us. Victor, considering how that game was trending, the amount of zone time Buffalo had early in that second period and the way that they played in the first period, How surprised are you that the score is 5-3 for Montreal after 2 periods of play?
Not in the least bit surprised, because that's been Montreal's game all year, right? Weather the storm and then take advantage of the opportunity. And I don't look at this period and say, you know, the Habs are the better team for most of the period. So, you know, we've seen them get dominated at times for a greater stretch of time and still find a way to come out winning the period or winning the game. So I would say I'm not surprised by the fact that the Habs kind of weather the storm early, first 5, 6, 7 minutes or so of the period, and then, you know, pretty clearly here, the better of the two teams in the last 12 or 13 minutes of that second.
Now, Victor, it was well documented in the first intermission roundtable how Jakub Dobiš was not having a good night. Makes that massive save on Tage Thompson and seems to have maybe shifted the momentum back the Canadiens' way. What can you say about everybody just seeming to chip in at some point throughout this entire playoff run? It's been everybody in the lineup that has contributed in some way or another.
Yeah, well, look, you mentioned Dobiš with a big save off of Tage Thompson. That could have been a 2-goal spread right there for Buffalo. Instead, it's still a 1-goal game, and then it's Josh Anderson who comes back and ties it, and he is, along with Philip Deneau on his line, and Texier, who has a goal tonight as well. They've been generating offense for Montreal. Then it's Jake Evans from Demidov and Newhook, so everybody gets a touch on that line, and then it's the power play with Suzuki, Slavkovsky, and Lane Hudson again. So the comeback in that second period alone with the 3 goals, they all come from different lines, different players within the lineup. It's not like they're just relying on their goalie to keep it close or their power play to keep them in the game. It's a combination of so many different things. So I think that's a real positive if you're Montreal.
All right, Victor, how about Ivan Demidov? He gets an assist on the Jake Evans marker there in the second period. It looked like it was almost going to trickle over the line. It wasn't going to have enough juice had Evans not tapped it in. But how about this for a stat? Ivan Demidov has had 32 scoring chances so far in the playoffs. That is the most scoring chances of anybody playing in the playoffs without scoring a goal.
Yeah, that I would say that matches the eye test here, especially in this series, right? There was less out there in the Tampa Bay series. But look, I think Demidov, through 5 games now, has, at least in 3 of them, looked dangerous. I think you could argue 4 of them as well. So, quiet start for him in the first, I thought, but he's come alive here, especially 5-on-5 in the second period of play. So there's no question here that, at least in my mind, he's overdue for that first playoff goal. And if things continue the way they are, he's going to get it before too long.
I'm running out of words to describe Lane Hudson and what he's able to do here on a nightly basis, Victor. I mean, you've called him plenty of times this year. You've followed this team for years now. This is year 3 or 3.
That's right, year 3.
Year 3 for you. So you're getting pretty familiar with this player. Like, is he still scratching the surface? Like, can he get better than what we're seeing right now?
Well, I think he can get better for sure, but I don't know how much better he's going to get offensively, right? I think, you know, the numbers are going to be, I think he's going to be an 80-point D-man for sure, if not more than that. We'll see how things kind of develop around him here and the way the game is played around the league. But, I mean, right now, he's, when he's on his A game offensively, there's nobody better. Players can match it, but
nobody better.
In terms of passing and finding guys that are open or that aren't even apparently open, like I don't think there's anybody better right now in the game. I think there's guys that are as good or kind of right around that realm. I think of the Quinn Hugheses, Cale Makars, but at least in that one element of his game, look, I'm biased too because I've watched every single one of Lane Hudson's games. Maybe I'd be talking differently if I watched every single one of Cale Makar's games or every single one of Quinn Hughes' games, but that's just not possible, obviously. So I think in that one area, he is truly world-class, and in terms of where he's going to get better, it's going to be, I think, elements around all of that, and maybe consistency to a degree as well, but he's been phenomenal again.
Now, how about some of the storylines going into this game and how positive things have been for the Montreal Canadiens through 2 periods? Victor, you know what the discussion has been. 5-on-5 play for the top line. Cole Caulfield scores, check. Juraj Slavkovsky's play on the power play, and maybe he needed to be replaced after fumbling the puck a couple times in the previous game. He sets up Nick Suzuki check. So the Canadians get a 5-on-5 goal from Caulfield, a power play goal from Nick Suzuki, and now everything that everybody was complaining about can be put to rest.
Well, isn't that the most Habs thing though this year, right? Like it, all of a sudden, okay, well the goaltending doesn't look too good. Well, then it figures itself out. Well, the power play doesn't look great. Well, then the power play figures itself out. And then if you're not getting a whole lot of depth scoring, well, then all of a sudden they are, right? Davidov hasn't found a way to get goals. Well, now he's going to get goals, or he looks like he's going to get goals, right? Caulfield's not getting goals. Now he's getting goals. So it really feels like throughout the entirety of the regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs as well, for all the problems the Canadians have had, and there have been problems throughout the season, they've always seemed to correct themselves one way or another. Like I know there's always going to be strengths and weaknesses a team has had, or a team has, but generally the Habs have been, I think, incredibly good this season, or maybe incredibly fortunate, but maybe a combo of both, of self-diagnosing and self-correcting a lot of the issues or a lot of the areas of the game that have been missing at times, and it's shown itself again tonight.
Surprised that we've only seen a penalty each so far through 2 periods?
Mildly surprised. I thought it was going to be a bit of a tighter game given what was on the line here, but look, it's kind of a weird high stick that Slavkovsky gets caught on. Like, I guess by the book it's a high stick, but it wasn't, certainly not an egregious one, but we've seen a ton of those in this series so far.
I think Josh still made it seem egregious.
I know, he did. And then it was an egregious penalty by Tage Thompson. There's no question. That's not the first bad one he's taken this series. That is a self-inflicted wound by the Buffalo Sabres on that penalty. So that's the sign of a young team that's not playing a mature game. Whereas on the flip side, I thought the Canadians were much more better than Buffalo was in that regard in period number 2.
Thank you, Victor.
You're welcome, Mitch.
Victor back with third period action, of course, as well. You'll hear from Victor during the Del Mar postgame show. I'm Mitch with Peter Frionis. Canadians lead the Buffalo Sabres 5-3. After 2 periods of play, we'll get you caught up with the out-of-town scoreboard next.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Montreal Canadiens is expressly prohibited.
Catch everything soccer with Bell's Game Time Bundle.
What about every save? Every header? Tackle? Slide tackle?
Yeah.
Penalty kick? Bicycle kick? Every celebration?
Watch every moment with 5 TV, with RDS and more sports channels, plus 500 internet, all for $99 a month. Includes auto-pay credit. Visit bell.ca for more details and to check availability. Bell, connection is everything.
Montreal, the moment you've all been waiting for. Teddy Swims, The Ugly Tour. October 7th at the Bell Center. Get your tickets at teddyswims.com.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee. Made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. Yeah, put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result,
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No. What?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Whoa, what's that sound?
I don't know. It comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. They can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
Canadians hockey is presented by SR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey. Habs lead the Buffalo Sabres 5-3 in Game 5. Get you caught up with the out-of-town scoreboard, PWHL final, Ottawa and Montreal, game number 1. That game in the third period now. The third period just started. Ottawa is up on Montreal by a score of 1-0. It was Rebecca Leslie with an unassisted goal. Coming up next, the third period between Buffalo and Montreal. Habs up 5-3. Victor Finley and Mark Denis with the call on the TSN 690 Habs Radio Network.
When you choose the STN to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Rallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
The biggest superstar in country music, Luke Combs, presents his My Kind of Saturday Night Tour with special guests, May 29th and 30th at Parc Jean Drapeau. Tickets on sale now at lukecombs.com.
Voisin knows everything tastes better after a win. This playoff season, when the Habs take the win, the celebration continues at Voisin. Swing by the following day for a free small Bleu Blanc Rouge slush. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Details and conditions in store.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Back in Buffalo, the Canadians are trying to close this game out tonight in period number 3 with a 2-goal advantage. 5-3 after 40 minutes of play. Victor Finley alongside Mark Denis on the call tonight. And Mark, rarely have we seen the Habs have a 2-goal spread to their favor go into the third period to try and close out a crucial playoff game.
And they cannot take their foot off the gas. They've just chased Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen from the net, scoring 5 in 40 minutes. In comes Alex Lyon. Take it to him as quickly as possible. He did not look good in the last 2 starts, games 2 and 3 against the Canadiens.
So Luukkonen gets pulled for the second time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as he was pulled in game 2 against Boston. Then we didn't see him again until game 4 versus Montreal. He plays just 40 minutes tonight. Alex Lyon, the new goalie, in for Buffalo as we start this third period. The Habs moving right to left, trying to defend this 2-goal lead and bring home a 3-2 series lead to Montreal on Saturday. Here's Suzuki right into the Sabre zone. Swings it in behind the Buffalo net. Taken away by Josh Doan. And out to center. To the far side wing now. There's a shot put high in the Montreal net by Zach Benson as he'll track it down near side. And the hash mark, slow try. That's stopped by Dovish. Loose in front. And Lane Hudson able to block that. Another backhand try. That one just barely missed from Benson. Habs settle it down. Suzuki just flings it to center. And now here come the Habs. They got a 2-on-1. Slavkovsky shot, and he put that one off the outside of the goal post. Buffalo back the other way. What a start to this period. We're 55 seconds into it. And Jakub Dovish is going to glove down a puck and give us their first stoppage.
The Sabres setting the tone, getting 2-3 scoring chances. A great block by Hudson, and then Benson on the back end corrals a puck in the slot, shoots it just wide over the blocker of Jakub Dovish. In comes Juraj Slavkovsky, 2-on-1. Samuelson decides to skate backwards. That's a 2-on-1 off the post, right above the blocker of Alex Lyon. That's his first action.
Buffalo back into their own zone. They'll play it to center. Here's Alex Tuck down the far wing. Tries to spin away from Matheson, and he lost the puck, and here goes Texier the other way.
Watch closely and find the logo. Our online platform is waiting for you. Your offer is ready. Lots of amazing games to explore. Remember our logo and find us online.
Habs at center. New hook over the line. He's going to be whistled down for offside.
If the Sabres are going to press the way they have in this first minute and a half, the Habs have to take full advantage of the odd number rushes that are going to present themselves. That's going to be very important for the Habs. We just saw Slavkovsky take full advantage of it with Hudson, hit the post above Lyon's right arm. They're going to have many opportunities.
Sabres win the neutral zone draw. And up the center they skate. There's a long try from Greenway. That's no trouble for Dobish. He's able to scoop it up. And it's hard to believe, Mark, there was a point in this game where we were wondering if Marty St. Louis was going to pull Jakub Dobish after 3 goals on 4 shots. But Dobish has been perfect since that point.
And patience really paid off in those circumstances. And Jakub Dobish has earned the right to battle through it. And he's showing that trust is working. He hasn't had to be stellar, but he's been solid and he's been able to get his bearings back. That's something I don't believe we would have been able to see early in the season with Jakub Dobish.
And his bounce back ability has been on display once again tonight as the Sabres off the ozone faceoff. One-time try by Samuelson. That one's on the mark, and Dobish shuts the door again as the Habs play at the center. And here goes Demidov, far wing, dancing in, lost the handle on it. Arner's up in the air. We're going to have a Buffalo penalty. And the Canadians are going to the man advantage.
Demidov driving the net, sets up another power play. To the Sabres captain, that's a great game by Demidov. He's seeing the ice really well. He sees an opening, tries to dance around Dahlin. That cross-checks him down to the ice.
Canadians didn't waste much time scoring on their first power play tonight. They are 1 for 1. And key player in the box here for Buffalo with Rasmus Dahlin. Demidov will stay on the ice with unit number 1. Face-off glove side on Lyon. And false start. Nick Suzuki's going to get tossed. So Slavkovsky steps in versus Jordan Greenway. Big moment here in the game. Habs can make it 6-3 with a power play goal. Sabres win the face-off though, and McMallenstein clears it off the glass and out. Lane Hudson. Winding ahead to center ice. It's dropped back for Nick Suzuki. Into Buffalo territory. Suzuki. Drop back to the line. Hudson. Near side Caulfield. Down to Suzuki. Back to the line for Lane Hudson. Suzuki near side. Back to Hudson. Over to Suzuki again, left wing. Shuffles off to Caulfield by the hash marks. Down to the goal line. Back up top for Hudson. Tries his shot. That one redirected and missed. As it goes to the point for Ivan Demidov. Switching with Hudson. Far side Hudson. Couldn't get the puck off as it'll go back to Demidov. Behind the slot, low shot. That one just missed. 1 minute to go on the 5-on-4. Far side, Suzuki. Moved to the inside. Off his backhand, lost it. And once again settled down by Lane Hudson. Hudson. Over to Demidov. That one got away from him, but a good keep it by Hudson. Bounces over far side. Here's Demidov through the middle. Shot scores! And there it is for Ivan Demidov. First Stanley Cup playoff goal. And that might be it for Buffalo here. It's another power play marker. 6-3 for Montreal.
It felt like it was only about time, right? He was playing that type of game. He's been around it. He's generated for his line mates. He's been good on the power play. He's actually created that very power play by driving the net. This time, Slavkovsky, a good keep in, a nice pass to the high slot. Demidov just changes the angle, finds the back of the net, all smiles. More importantly, collectively, the Montreal Canadiens are making the Buffalo Sabres pay dearly for their mistakes and their lack of discipline.
It didn't take Ivan Demidov long to score his first goal in the National Hockey League. He did it the first 10 minutes of his first game against Chicago. It's taken him a little longer, though, to get his first in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Didn't have one against Washington last year. And finally gets one tonight in Game 5 on Buffalo as the Habs moving right back in. Kirby Doc on a tip in front. Lyon makes that save. 6-3, the score for the Canadians with 15:52 to go in the third. So still plenty of time in this period, but it is a long way back for the Buffalo Sabres into this game.
One would think the Buffalo Sabres have learned their lesson. Run and gun hockey is not going to work against the Montreal Canadiens. They blocked shots, they played well defensively to win Game 4, but they've gotten away so fast from that here in Game 5.
McLeod into the Montreal zone. Puck is taken away by Philip Deneau. Back out to center. Played into the Sabres zone. Taken away by Ryan McLeod. Now back into half territory. Here's McLeod driving in behind the Canadiens' net. Drops it off. Thompson, little spin shot, and Dobish able to stop that. There's no rebound as he covers up.
And the best part of those two power play goals, they allow the Montreal Canadiens to separate from the Buffalo Sabres in what is a very tight series, there's no doubt. Now, by making them pay, the Buffalo Sabres have just opened up the game even more, and they're feeding into Montreal's transition. This very last, right before the whistle moment is a wraparound try, a 360 shot by Tage Thompson, but from a bad angle, we just saw Dobish being very calm and able to freeze that puck, put his glove on it, not allow any rebound. That's how far along he's come in this game alone.
It's been 17 straight saves for Jakub Dobish since allowing that goal to Consta Helenius back in the first. As the Canadians go all the way back into their own zone. Keep in mind as well, Dobish had a streak of 58 straight saves in the third period before Zach Benson scored in the third period of Game 4. So it has been hard to find a way through Jakub Dobish in the third period here over his last few games. As the Canadians are back into their own zone. That stretch, by the way, went all the way back to the Tampa Bay series for Dobish. As here's Davidoff, far side pass, and that was a good look for Montreal. It's flung wide of the net, though, by Noah Dobson. Near side corner, they battle for it. It's taken away by Owen Power, and head to center goes Zucker. They'll drop it off to Cole Caulfield, who's there to take it away. And the Habs spinning around in their own zone. This one gets away from Quinn, ends up out of play into the Montreal bench. 13:47 to go. In period number 3, Yvonne Davidoff has made it 6-3 Montreal on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. Yeah, put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No? What?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point. Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, whoa, what's that sound?
I don't know, it comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. You can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point. Point S, until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you, all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
6-3 the lead for Montreal in period number 3 over Buffalo with 13:47 to play, and Davidoff has himself
a power play goal for his first in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's got to be a great feeling, Mark, for a guy that's come close so many times.
It's the weight of the world off your shoulders, but he's been all around it. He's been a factor in this game, not just because he scored, but also because he scored. And now he's not the predictable one-timing machine that he was since the start of this series. All smiles.
Davidoff last year, no goals in 5 games versus Washington, although he did have 3 KHL playoff goals in 6 games in a first-round series for Scott St. Petersburg that they lost. And, of course, allowed him to end his season and come over and join the Montreal Canadiens in the National Hockey League. So have to go back in behind their own net. And play it ahead to center ice. Buffalo back into their own zone. They'll fling it back through neutral territory. It's deflected in by Tage Thompson. And Kaden Gulick. Pass through the middle, finds Thompson, knocked away from him. As it's handled right side by Owen Power. He'll step in over the line. As Ellen is with him, back to the point. Here's Bowen Byram. Hangs on to it, throws it over near side, little backhand try for Power, that stops. And Power again at the line, over to Hellenis, near side. Long floater, that's tipped off the pad of Dovish. Now Byram threatens with a shot. That one's right off the chest protector. And we get a bit of a pileup here in front after Dovish throws the puck for the whistle.
The key point of this last save from Dovish right before the pileup in front of him is not to give any rebounds up. There's a couple of pucks there that Dovish hasn't been able to see that were tipped in front of him, but on that last Byram coming around in the cycle to take that shot, Dovish takes it off his chest, into his glove, no rebound. Right before Jack-Eye moves Tuck away from in front of him.
And that's another, I believe that's the first shift of this third period, Mark, for Arbor Jack-Eye. We'll see if the Canadians try and get him in a little bit more here with the score 6-3.
Yeah, it's not an easy role to fill, but you need to be ready. That's just the nature of where you're at now. Trying to get 2 shots at punching your tickets to the conference final.
Sabres into their own zone. Benson plays it off the boards. Picked up by Darlene. Buffalo through center. 10:35 to play in the third. Here's a wrister from Samuelson. Rebound in front. Bouncing around at Dovish. Settled down far side boards by Buffalo. Another shot. A little chaos in front as it's pushed to the far corner. Back in behind. Benson to the line. Darlene with a try. That one sails wide. Near side boards. Samuelson swipes at it, but it goes back to center. And the Sabres reset. They'll get another line change in. Halfway gone in this third period. Here's Ryan McLeod over the Montreal line. Quinn with a wrister. That's caught by Dovish. And frozen for the whistle as Buffalo look pretty good here with a few offensive zone chances, but can't beat Dovish. In this third period, it's still a 3-goal spread for the Canadians in Game 5 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Abrysvo is an RSV vaccine. 60 or over,
Talk to your healthcare provider about Pfizer's Abrisvo. Visit abrisvo.ca.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee. Made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
Montreal, the moment you've all been waiting for. Teddy Swims, The Ugly Tour. October 7th at the Bell Center. Get your tickets at teddyswims.com. Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
54 to go in period number 3. Still 6-3 lead Montreal in game 5. And Mark, the Buffalo Sabres already have 9 shots in this period, but Jakub Dobeš doesn't look like he's a fragile goaltender at all right now.
He doesn't look anything like the goalie that started this game and gave up 3 on the first 4 shots. His rebound control is next to none. I'll tell you this. The Buffalo Sabres are probably going to throw everything they can at the net. Bodies and pucks alike. They're going to run up the shot clock. It gives you an opportunity as a goalie to be just a tad more aggressive, to focus on making that first save and not giving up a rebound. And Dobeš has been excellent post third goal scored by the Buffalo Sabres.
Habs in their own zone. Here's Josh Anderson. He'll lift it out to center. And into the Buffalo zone it goes. Texier on it. He'll snap it round the boards. All the way to the line. Here's Gooley. Long look on Lyon, and that bounces around. In fact, it's gone over the glass out of play as Josh Anderson was pulled over in front of the net.
Josh Anderson has been a force throughout these playoffs. For him to score another goal tonight is tremendous, but he sets the tone. And I like how when he gets on the forecheck, opponent's defensemen are hearing footsteps. And that says a lot. It's almost impossible to keep that up for 82 regular season games, 84 next season. But in these playoffs, he's been giving it all for the Montreal Canadiens and New Jersey.
That he has, Mark, and as you're praising Josh Anderson, their own power has gone down the tunnel for the Buffalo Sabres. He was limping on his way there. That is not great news for the Sabres right now, who are down to 5D and would obviously love to have Owen Power in the lineup for them, and what would be a winner-go-home situation at Game 6. That is, if the score stands. As the Canadians throw it in from center. Valeno got it in behind the net. Samuelson up the far wing with 9 minutes to play. Sabres fired in. Here's Dahlin in the slot, left side. Pressured by Doc. Off the far boards. This is settled down by Montreal. And now hoisted to center by Zach Bolduc. Valeno gets to it. He'll carry in far side. He's knocked off the puck by Samuelson. Sabres play it to center, and the Habs will be content.
Watch closely and find the logo. Our online platform is waiting for you. Your offer is ready. Lots of amazing games to explore. Remember our logo and find us online.
All right, team, quick update. Since game day decisions don't stop at the dugout, I've taken on a new role as Canada's official hot dog man. That's right, Schneider's makes irresistible hot dogs. I call the toppings, we win the summer.
As well. Keep them 200 feet away from your net.
Here's Ryan McLeod.
In with speed, dropped it off at Jack Quinn. That shot might have got the inside of the goalpost. As Quinn has looked dangerous again tonight for Buffalo. Tries another shot. This one goes off a stick and high out of play.
Former Ottawa 67's Jack Quinn has had a couple of good looks there. That very last one, as he's coming in with speed, tries to use Matheson as a screen. The shot will just go wide of Dobesh and hit the outside of the post, blocker side, against Montreal's goalie.
Former 52-goal man, Jack Quinn, in a single season with the Ottawa 67s, but does not have a goal yet in this Stanley Cup playoffs for Buffalo.
Partial good news there for the Buffalo Sabres as Owen Power is back on the bench, trying to shake the pain away. We'll see if he's able to continue in this third period.
8:04 to go in it. Canadians up 6-3 on Buffalo. And the Habs get it out to center again. Luke Shen back into his own zone with Bowen. Byram. Collected by Tage Thompson. Right side. Habs territory. Taken away by Deneau. And played all the way out to center. Sabres on it with Byram. To the neutral zone with Shen. Right side, played in by Thompson. Here's Mike Matheson on it. Stripped away by Tuck. Sabres at the line. Long backhander, that's off the pad of Dobish. Ends up in the near corner. Anderson steers it over to Texier. Pressured by Jack Quinn. The Sabres hold it in. Krebs throws it down low. Canadians pick it up and just play it around for Carrier. Matheson spinning in behind his own net. Played off to Carrier and force that around the boards out to center. Canadians right back on it. Caulfield tosses it in. That's scooped up by Lyon, and he's going to be forced to hold on to that with 6:45 to play.
What this 3-goal lead allows you to do is to manage and distribute almost evenly the ice time. Roll 4 lines, probably 5 defensemen. I don't think Arbor Jockey gets a regular shift yet, but you'll be able to do that there in the latter part if you can keep that up. I like Montreal's intensity, but controlled intensity, where they're not being stubborn and they're managing the puck very well. We just saw Cole Caulfield. In between the red and the blue, no free entries, just a lob, and force an offensive zone faceoff.
Face-off glove hand side on Lyon. It's won back by Buffalo. Sabres on it in their own zone. Samuelson up the wing for Doan. Through center, here's Darlene off the bench and long try, and that one might have been deflected by Dolbish and out. And will be a face-off back in the Canadian zone.
It makes the puck so much bigger for a goalie when teams decide to enter the zone and shoot it at you. Doesn't look like Owen Power. Yeah, gives this coach a nod. Went out for a quick skate there, maybe half a shift. They'll need him. They'll need him in games 6 and 7 if we get to that.
Yeah, no question. And it looks like Buffalo's going to pull their netminder here. Lyon to the bench, so a bit of a Hail Mary from Lindy Ruff. With his team trailing 6-3 and 6.5 to go in the third. Looking for any kind of spark here to get the Sabres back into it. Battle behind the Montreal net. Taken away by the Habs. Tossed out to center. This might go all the way, but Matthias Samuelson back on his horse in time to pick it up. That puck was destined for the empty net. As here goes Tage Thompson. And on the right side, low shot, steered away by Dovish. North. Carrier applies pressure. Swatted down to the Buffalo zone, and Thompson might have taken a high stick, but no arm in the air. Here's side corner. We've only seen 2 penalties against the Buffalo Sabres tonight. The Habs scored on both of them. Sabres are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Here's a long shot that's stopped by Dobish, and he'll hang on to that. 5:37 to go in this game. Habs trying to nurse home a 6-3 lead in Game 5. to put themselves in front 3-2, heading back home for Game 6 on Saturday.
I always wonder what kind of tires they put on the Zamboni.
I bet they're not summer tires.
Maybe all season?
I doubt it.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Jeez, feels like the Habs are always on the road.
I hope they have good tires.
They fly.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you, all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Are you looking for a damage insurance broker that specializes in commercial insurance? There is only one name, SR Insurance. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, SR Insurance brokers are the perfect advisors for you. With more than 65 years experience, SR Insurance is proud of its team of brokers who stand out for their ability to select the best products for your business. Call 833-370-2704 or visit sr.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
5:37 to go in the third. Canadians are up 6-3, and this game is not exactly in danger, Mark, given the score on the clock right now and probably the way this game's been played over the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and obviously Buffalo's pressing. They try to pull the goalie way early, 6:30 left. A bit of a Hail Mary. But let's not forget that the Buffalo Sabres led this game 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, and had a glorious chance with Tage Thompson on a breakaway early in the second.
Sabres off the draw. There's a good one-timer from Darlene. That's blocked away by Dobish. Shaky start for Yakov tonight, but he has been perfect ever since the Sabres made it 3-2. Buffalo holding in. Here's Tuck with a shot. That sails high. Far side corner. Canadians dig it free. And they're able to lob it to center. McLeod right back in with Tuck. Taken away by Matheson. Steered around the boards. Not out. Darlene. Shot goes wide off the body. Here's Quinn. Back into the near corner for Buffalo. Zucker plays it out for Tuck. That one is turned aside as well off the push shot. And Byram up top. Moving to Darlene, back down low. Keep in mind, Sabres 6-on-5 right now, working this like a power play. Here's McLeod. And a snap across sides. That's broken up, and the Habs fired wide of the net. That'll go for an icing call. And that's not a bad trade-off, Mark, because there was a broken stick on the play for the Canadians.
Yeah, and you know that the Sabres have come out with their best forwards out there. You're able to cut a pass, recover a pass. You'll take the icing anytime and force the Sabres into their timeout if they want to.
4:32 to play. This third period.
Human dust can affect your child socially and emotionally. If you suspect your child has trouble hearing, consulting an audiologist is the first step to help them be kids again. Soundwave Hearing Care. Embrace life, hear your world.
Well, toe drag wrister goes wide off the leg. Back in behind, Benson. The far side, Anderson. This rolls down the ice. Was that tipped? No, it was not. And it will be an icing for Montreal. And at this rate, that bus is going to be warm enough here to take the Habs out of Buffalo.
Once you get that one icing, you'll take 2, you'll take 3, you'll take 4. Especially now that you've been able to get a change. I mean, you'll take that trade-off. You're sitting on a 3-goal lead. And the Sabres are pressing.
Face-off win for Buffalo. They are out shooting the Habs 18-3 in this third period, but the Habs got 1 goal on 3 shots. That's all they needed here to put it up distance. Up 6-3. That was Davidov on the power play earlier on in this period. Sabres down low with it, behind the net. Here's Zucker. Off to the far side. Cross ice. Knocked down off the boards by McLeod. Back down low for Zucker in the corner. Tuck out in front. That one just missed. Here's Darlene. Back to the goal line for Buffalo. Hudson knocks over his man, but he's taking a penalty on the play. So the Sabres will get a power play here with 3:28 to go in the third. Bit of a ruckus here at center ice. As Bowen Byram was down on all fours. And Lane Hudson's going to go off for the Canadians.
So Hudson gets a penalty for his cross-check on Jack Quinn, who kind of goes down a tad easy. And at center ice, Josh Anderson, Bowen Byram stands in front of Anderson. It is a slash, but talk about embellishing and exaggerating.
We've seen that a few times tonight.
We've seen that a few times, and I don't think the referees are going to fall for it. Listen up. Okay, so Benson gets one.
Right, we didn't see the Benson cross-check in there, but they are going to get Anderson for the slash on Bowen Byram. They get him.
Anderson definitely slashed Bowen Byram. There's no doubt about it. I'm not quite sure where Zach Benson cross-checks a Montreal player, but the result is the same. We're still going to have a shorthanded situation, most likely with the goalie pulled. Okay, so Byram's the one going.
All right, they
That makes
announced
more
that
sense,
as
yeah.
Benson for cross-checking.
Yeah, that
Right,
makes
but it
more
will be
sense.
Byram. Josh Anderson's still not thrilled with the outcome here.
No, and Bowen Byram has shied away from a lot of the physicality in this series so far. For him to get into that one-on-one matchup with Josh Anderson, I'd rather see Josh Anderson just simply walk away from that confrontation. And for the Montreal Canadiens to try and kill this off.
It'll be 6-on-4 here for Buffalo. They are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Off the face-off, Sabres win it back. Jack Quinn, near side. To the line for Darlene. Works it over to Quinn, near side, and he's got to contend with the referee here. Graham Skilleter was in the way. Canadians break it up, and they're able to play it off the boards out down the ice. Darlene, back ahead to center. Now just drop it off for Tage Thompson. Far side dome. Sabres set it up again, 6-on-4. Right side Quinn. To the goal line. Benson with it. Spins it around to Quinn. Down low. Benson tried to center that in front. Comes all the way over to the far corner. Doan hands it off to Thompson. Back down low to Doan. Tried to center that. Back through the middle. There's a save from Domish as they scramble on the goal mouth. The Habs able to punch it out to center ice.
The one positive thing about that penalty, Montreal speed eyes that puck.
50 seconds to go in the kill as we got 2:15 left in the game. Here goes Darlene for an escape through the middle. Lost it. Domish covers up, got a bit of a snow shower, and Darlene was escorted quickly out of the crease as we get a bit of a scrum afterwards.
As tempers flare up a little bit, I think we're going to see Newhook and Benson here go. Gomez was solid. He was solid as Buffalo's amping the pressure on that power play, the end of that 6-on-4. Dobish was really solid, standing tall. And on the last strike, Dahlin with a charge up the net, and once again, Dobish able not to give up any rebounds.
So Zach Benson goes down the tunnel. He's done with that 10-minute misconduct. There's 43 seconds left in the power play here for Buffalo. Newhook is also done for the night. He got a 10-minute misconduct on the play as well. 2:10 to go in the third, and both teams just trying to walk away here unscathed to go back to Montreal for Game 6. It will be an elimination game.
And that's the only objective for the Montreal Canadiens now.
D-zone face-off for the Habs. And behind the net. Big scrum for it now near corner. Pops loose for Owen Power. Bounce the puck, settled down over to Hellenis. Back over to Power. Far side, Sabres with it. Power up top. Wrister off the stick and hit the glass. Sounds like some late chance in Buffalo. Habs fans traveling well tonight. And as a lot of Sabre fans have already left the premises with this 3-goal spread for the Canadiens as Hellenis, final seconds of the power play. This is off the Power. We are 6-on-5 again. Sabres still with the empty net. Time settle it down in the slot, move to center ice. Anderson is back on the ice for the Habs. Minute 10 to go in this game. Buffalo to center, snapped in by McLeod. Habs sweeping around the boards and out again. That was Dobson, and they're going to wave off icing here with under a minute to go. It is 6-3 Montreal lead. Jack Quinn, right side. And behind the Canadiens' net. Trying to hand it off through the middle. Back to the line. Samuelson directs it down low. Norris on it. Back up high. Missed all in with the pass. And it's a self-clear. It's all the way down the ice. Sabres back through center. Here's Thompson. Buffalo unable to find a way past Jakob Dobish since they made it 3-2. As the Canadiens able to lock it down defensively tonight. And they rattle off 4 unanswered goals as we get a whistle here for a high stick with 7.5 seconds remaining in period number 3.
And what a great showing by the Montreal Canadiens. Trailing 3 different times in the first period. Dobish allowing 3 goals in the first 4 shots he faced. Marty Saley being patient, keeping his goalie in this game after giving Trevor Letowski a long look